Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Nicole Danielle. I'm a mama of 3 boys. I am homeschooling 2 of them. One is off to college in the fall, and we are whole Bible pursuant in my family. So today we are just going to discuss 10th grade curriculum picks for my upcoming 10th grader. And I'm going to share with you some of the process and what's going on and all of that jazz. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. All right. So we are talking about 10th grade. This is round 2 for me. And I tried to pull everything that I could pull for you, and I don't have some things in physical form, but that's okay. I don't have to over-explain right this second. So some successes, I finally made it a choice, right? So in the background of my life, I had a job offer, and I was considering putting the kids in private school, and I think that led to or fed into the confusion of what I was going to do next year. Last year left me feeling like super defeated. And though I am super proud of what my children accomplished, I am not super content with where I am as a homeschooling mom. And I am feeling a little bit worn out and a little bit tired and a little bit defeated. And I see this massive success in my oldest, and he's done a wonderful job. And I know that I, along with my children, are fully capable of doing this and succeeding in this homeschool world. I was just feeling like I was done, and I didn't want to do this anymore. And I mean, some of it is just the different personalities too. I do believe that my upcoming 10th grader learns better from other people. He has a harder time listening to me, and I think a lot of that is just growth. He's coming around, and I feel like God, he called me to do this, and I feel like I was letting Satan play with my head. I felt like I was being manipulated and whispered to and lied to, and you're not good enough, and it's not going to be enough, and he's going to fail, and he's not going to succeed, all of those things. So I said no. You know what, we're going to do this because this is our calling and this is what we're going to do. And I did discuss it with my children, because I always discuss things with my children. What do you want to do? Are you interested in private school? This is the layout that you would be looking at. So once I told him what his schedule would be, he's like, you know what, no. Because there are so many things that he actually wants to do. Like, he wants to learn German. And this school is not teaching that. They're teaching Latin. German is not an option. He wants to do drum lessons this year. That school doesn't do that. They're going to do choir. They don't offer music in that capacity because it is a smaller school. So we are homeschooling next year, and this is what we are doing for 10th grade. The bulk of his readings, his literature, things like that are coming from Ambleside. Like I said, if it's not broke, don't worry about fixing it, and don't change it. We do love Ambleside. So he is going, I have my list on my computer. I'm sorry. He's going to be reading through the Old Testament, 2 Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Obadiah, and Jonah. And the New Testament, he is going to be reading Mark, Acts, James, Galatians, and then Psalms and Proverbs every year. I think they cycle through. They go slow, but they cycle through. And then the devotionals, he is going to be doing More Than a Carpenter by Josh Dowell. That was a little blurry. And The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. And I'm not exactly certain if he read this last year or not. It was on his list last year. I have not spoken to him whether he got it done or not. I have not looked in his agenda. I went ahead and just marked it down because he needs to get this read. And if he has read this, I think what we will end up doing is watching this movie because it's an incredible movie. And then his book that he will be reading is God's Love Languages from April Ray. And you can find that on Amazon. God's Love Language, not languages. Sorry. His love language is, yeah, that book. Okay. So then for U.S. history, he will be reading The Age of Revolution by Winston Churchill. The Age of Revolution. This is part of the series, the History of English-Speaking Peoples series. This is volume 3 out of 4. He read 1. No, he did not read 1 because he did something different. But my oldest son read volumes 1 through 4. Okay. And then along with, that's his spine for this history year. And he is going to be reading a ton of speeches, like the Salem witch trials, transcripts. We have Miracle to Philadelphia. I forgot to grab that book. An autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. I also forgot to grab that book. But then, like, Jonathan Edwards, The Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. It's a sermon. The Declaration of Independence. Patrick Henry's Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. The Articles of the Confederation. Treaty with Great Britain. The Federalist. Those types of things. And most of those are, if you go to Ambleside's website, I've already got them printed off. So everything that he needs is already printed off because my oldest son did it. And they are right here. You do not have to print them. You can read them straight from the link inside of that. So he will be doing that. And then for English Lit, this is his second year for English Lit. He is going to be finishing up the Good and the Beautiful Year 1 units. He'll have a few of those left over, and then I will purchase Year 2, and he will start on those units. And I don't know if he'll finish those up or not, because we are also we're going to be doing the Good and the Beautiful's English 3 days a week, and we are going to be doing IEW Structure and Style Level C. This is just the student notebook. We're going to be doing this 2 days a week, and he has done part of this already. I believe he did it when he was in 7th or 8th grade. I cannot remember, but I did have the boys work on a couple of the stories, so he already has a couple of the stories done, and we'll just continue because everybody needs help writing, right? I don't know. My boys do. So that's the way we'll do that. And then he has literature choices. Now, I know the Good and the Beautiful has literature choices, so I didn't want to bog him down because they have to read through the books slowly through and answer questions and kind of pull those apart. So his book list looks a whole lot different than my older son's book list, where it's like it's a long list. So I did pull a couple of my favorites, a couple of things that I thought he should read from Ambleside's list. And it's the screw tape letters, and The Great Gatsby, Gulliver's Travels. Also on my list for him to read is Rob Roy and Battle of the Books. I believe I own them, but I cannot find them, so that's super fun. And then if I find out those aren't working or he needs one more, I am also going to add this to the list, George Orwell's 1984. Okay, so that is English Lit. For math, we are going to go with Shorman Math, Algebra 1. He needs more Algebra 1. He's not done with it yet. And the way Shorman Math is set up, it does Algebra 1 and half of a year of geometry at the same time. And then next year he will do Algebra 2 and the other half of geometry also through Shorman Math. So I hope that does not bite us in our butt and the kid actually finishes Algebra 1 at some point. Then for science, we are going to be doing Shorman biology. Again, he just works better with the teacher. He works better if he can just push a video or sit in front of somebody else and they teach him. He understands better. So for foreign language, he is going to do German, and he is going to use Fluenz. Fluenz, Fluenz. For logic, he is going to read, he's going to finish this, How to Read a Book. He is part of the way through this because this is scheduled over 2 or 3 years through Ambleside. I'm not exactly certain. So he'll finish that up, I believe, for logic. And then Love is Fallacy. I could not find that book. I know I own it, but he's going to read that as well. He has already had a logic course. He did logic in 8th grade, and then the way I do it is every year there's like a logic book that goes to it, or that he reads through. And then for worldviews, he is going to read Postmodern Times, A Christian Guide to Contemporary Thought and Culture. My oldest loved this book. And The Four Loves by C.S. Lewis, Affection, Friendship, Charity. There's another one. I can't pronounce that word. It's in cursive, and I do know how to read cursive. Eros. You can tell I did not read this book or listen to any narrations on this book from my eldest child, because I don't know that I've ever actually seen this word before. So it'll be fun. Not that you guys actually need to sit here and watch me do this. By eros, I mean, of course, that state which we call being in love, or if you prefer, that kind of love which lovers are in. Okay, so there's that. I don't know how that's under worldviews, but that is under worldviews. And that's it. World reviews. Okay, I do not have that book. So for citizenship, I'm not sure if he's finished with this one. This is volume 4 of Charlotte Mason's work. This is Ourselves. This is also something that is scheduled for a bunch of years, and I do not remember where he left off at. He will finish that book this year. And also he will read Plutarch, and Plutarch we are going to go through Ambleside's website, and whoever they tell us to read, I will print those out, or he will read them online, whichever. There's a study guide that goes with that, so we'll be able to deep dive into it, and that'll be great. That is citizenship. For government and economics, I did not pull those books, so go me. He is going to read Common Sense and a bunch of other essays, which are also on Ambleside's website. This is year 9. Year 9 light from Ambleside is where this whole book list is from. For health, I'm really excited about his health load this year. This is really fun. So I do not have it. It is called Campfire Curriculum. I will link that below in the description. And we are going, this is our first time to do it. I think one of you guys actually mentioned it to me. But this one is called With the Skills of Natural Medicine. I was really excited about the list of that. It's called Campfire Curriculum. It's the website. They have so many other things to do, like, I can't even tell you, camping and life in a day in the life of like an ER doctor, or I don't know, there were so many to choose from, but this one, this natural medicine thing is really kind of where my heart is being pulled to. And we lean heavily on like herbalism and tinctures and natural things and remedies and chiropractic care. And I was, okay, never mind. Not that joke. Moving on. Okay, so I'm going to pull from Gather Round's book list and video list under her year 2 farming and food unit study. I do not believe that we're going to do the actual farming and food unit study. I could be wrong. We could pull that in as well. I may do that. It just depends on how our year is looking. We are currently doing the entrepreneurship gather around unit study, and I am loving it. But it's summer and we're going really slow through it and all the things. So that is farming and food. I'm going to pull definitely her resources from it. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I already said that. Moving on. Y'all, just, I think by now you understand me, right? Okay, so from YouTube, I do have a public playlist for high school health. I believe that's what it's called. So he is going to watch Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Good Boundaries for You, Sex and Dating Advice for Teens by Mark Gungor. If you guys do not know who Mark Gungor is, he is an incredible pastor, incredible relationship pastor, wonderful for adults. And I love this sermon. I've already watched this one. Sex and Dating Advice for Teens. And then Fat Fiction is also another documentary that he's going to watch. And then he's going to also read this book called Relationships. This is 11 Lessons to Give Kids a Greater Understanding of Biblical Sexuality. This is from Luke and Tricia Gilkerson. Relationships. So this is the third in the series of their biblical sexuality series. You can go on their website and you can find all those. I hope that worked for you. I believe I can go ahead and link those down below as well. I own all of them. They're excellent books. The kids are still a little weird about it, but you know what? We're going to talk about it in our home because I'd rather them talk to me about it and get the full details of everything instead of learning from other people. So for current events, we are going to do World Watch. We have done World Watch in the past 2 years ago. We did not do it last year. World Watch is great. I'll go ahead and I'll pay for the subscription, and we will do that as part of our family time in the morning and keep up with that. And then, so this child personally wants to go into business for himself. And so that is kind of where I think God is leading him. He wants to own a small business. That is where his heart is right now. And so that is what I'm teaching to. That is where I'm leading him and guiding him to get to. So this year, we, of course, are doing that entrepreneur course, which I will tack on to 10th grade for him, grade-wise. And he is going to do a business course through Monarch. I will link that below as well. And then some books. Now, I do not know anything about these books. I just researched them today. These are the ones that look good to me. I am excited about looking into them. I'll formulate that better once I get a better grasp on that. I just wanted to pull some I already owned, and then some I saw online. So, some books. Doing Business God's Way, Inspiring Entrepreneurs by the Tuttle Twins. I love the Tuttle Twins books. If you do not know who the Tuttle Twins are, you need to know. They are incredible when it comes to government overreach, freedom, our constitutional rights, and things like that. Okay, so that book, it's called Inspiring Entrepreneurs. And then the other book, Small Business for Dummies. There's another one that is called Will It Fly? And then I pulled some off my shelf. Again, I haven't looked into them, but I own them. So this is called Leading God's Way by Pat Williams. Leading God's Way. And How to Start and Manage Your Own Business. Yeah, it looked good. These were all given to me. And this is called The Win-Win Negotiator. How to Negotiate Favorable Agreements That Last. And Relationship Selling, The Key to Getting and Keeping Customers. How to produce big results without hard sell tactics, strengthen customer loyalty, find resources you never knew you had, make every sale the beginning of a profitable relationship. And that looks like a lot. And I guess really it's super important. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Okay, I'm finished with that. Oh, yeah. Okay. This looks like more American speeches from Amplified. So I've got a lot of stuff printed out already. So No, he won't be doing all of that all day long. I actually forgot to pull his schedule down here. What it's going to look like is his main subjects every day, you know, math, science, history. He'll read something. He'll do something, foreign language every day. I already told you how we're going to do English Lit, The Good and the Beautiful 3 days a week, IEW 2 days a week, and he'll have his literature book. Probably not every day. He may or may not be reading 2 literature books at the same time. I'm not exactly certain how the work. He will be, because he will be reading The Good and the Beautiful's book that is scheduled, and he will also be reading one of Ambleside's book that is scheduled. And it's bite-sized chunks. It's like a chapter every day or whatever. So it's not a lot. It's not as much as you think that it looks like a lot, but it's not that much. And then what else? I have not scheduled him any free reads. I'm going to just see the first couple of weeks how this goes and how those online classes are, and that's how we kind of do it. We do soft starts. We will do a couple subjects for the first week, and then we'll add in a couple more for the second week, and then he'll have his full workload the third week. So his extra things that I was talking about, like logic, worldviews, citizenship, government and economics, health, will be 1 per day. So 1 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he'll do a chapter a day in that, so that'll add on 30 minutes in his day to cover all 5 of those subjects. And when he reads those books, he will do an oral narration to me, or if it's something that we both think, or I think that he needs to dig deeper into, he can write an essay on it, or he can dig deeper and watch something on it or something like that. That's the way we do those smaller subjects, to get them all in. And I think when you do it like that, you're spreading that feast far and wide. So you get it 8th grade through 12th grade, and you have instead of having one curriculum in 9th grade, everything that you have to do, and then by senior year you forget everything, it just spreads it all out, and it keeps it at the forefront of your mind, and you get to dig deeper, and it gets to sink deeper and sit right there in your soul. And so I love that. Of course, current events we'll do together daily. And then his business class, I'm not exactly certain how long it is. I have not purchased it yet. It probably comes with a 3-day-a-week schedule or a 5-day-a-week schedule. We'll probably go ahead and do the 3-day-a-week schedule so we can get the books in as well. So he will probably be working on his business class 5 days a week. I do believe, though, that it is only a half of semester. So that is it. That is 10th grade for him. He wants to do drum lessons. He's going to be in archery this year. And yeah, church. So he's going to be busy, and he's wanting a part-time job. So that's going to have to wait until the summertime, because yeah, that's going to be too much. I don't think I could handle that. All right. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them below, and I will love to answer those for you. If you need anything else, I'll let you know if I know it or not, and I'll be honest. I'm going to get those linked below. Okay, I really need to figure out how to end videos to make them more precise and whatever. My camera just stopped recording on me and then wouldn't let me hit the record button again. So that's not a way to end a video, period. Okay, that's all we have today, folks. That is 11th grade. Oh my gosh. All right, my camera is hating me. It keeps shutting off. See you later. Love y'all so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.